Morning.
Good morning, Carlos. How are you?
Yeah, good. You?
Yeah, very good, thank you.
Look, it's official.
Good morning. How are you? Good. So we go for coffee?
Yes, please.
How you doing?
Good. You?
Welcome. Hello, good to see you.
Good.
Yeah, good, thank you.
Opa.
Good.
Tutto bene te?
Ciao, buongiorno, come stai? Tutto a posto?
Hey guys. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good morning, how are you?
Yeah.
Good.
How about you? Yeah, all good. You good?
Hello, good morning,
good?
how are you?
Yeah.
Good?
Good.
First full experience. Canteen. All
Yes.
these things.
Don't have to hide.
honey.
I saw the bacon and sausage wraps.
I've had one of those already.
I went to them and then I said, I reminded myself I was training. And I had to run away with this. But anyway, see you around.
Put your coffee in.
Just the top part of things. That's okay.
Move the knee away from the steering column. Yeah.
Carlos, can you just stand in the car now?
Yep.
Thank you, mate.
And then we'll fill the top pump once you're in. Just get your hand lower and yourself down. Someone want to, Ollie, just grab the bits from that other side. Yeah, and then.
At least I got up.
Face helmet, which has over ear.
I like this.
Yeah, so that's easy for us. That's the easiest option for us. So we've got two sizes. Generally, the drivers we find.
And we did the fast. A low fuel preferential at the end. It looks better.
How much tow?
Yeah, the one's in the bucket, so yeah.
Where we go?
So yeah,
Turn your arm and still squeeze. Fitted on the throttle.
The throttle pedal is.
There's no heel rest fitted on the throttle.
Afternoon, everyone. Why is it I do one of these talks and there's half of you here? Carlos turns up. Main thing is this. We have Carlos here. Carlos, do you want to come on stage, fundamentally? So Carlos has joined us for the first time. The next bit of it is I've been asked to do a bit in Spanish, so I'll try. So, vamos a hablar en español, vamos a hacerla muchas partes en español también. Y... we're going to do it all in English, don't worry. I'm here to interview you, apparently, so here we go. First question for you, then I'll hand you the microphone. What made you choose Williams over another team?
You start off strongly, eh? Putting me on the spot straight away. Well, first of all, hello everyone. Really nice to see so many new faces. By the way, I'm terrible with names and birthdays. I don't know why I have a weakness there, but I'll try and work my way through with all of you. Really excited to be here and looking forward to obviously start working together towards our main goal. What made me choose this place, Williams, over the rest of the teams? You might have seen me in some interviews mention it before, but for me, what was fundamental, it was not so much the short term. At the beginning, when I was having to take such an important decision, I was very focused in which team was going to be quicker in 2025, who was generating more downforce, who is finding out stuff that is going to make them quicker. Finally, I realized that my decision had to be based on two things, the project and the people. And when I started discussing more in detail with James, I realized that he had put together a very strong project here in Williams. He was forming a team and with a vision, with a project together with Dorrington that I think is going to bring this team back to the front with very strong leadership and with a vision that immediately from the beginning made me, let's say, fall in love with the project and trust his leadership. Then I say people, but it's part of the same thing. No, the people in the end. I remember when I left McLaren, I really thought there was really good people there, and that team could be world champion in the future. McLaren ended up being world champion last year, and I said, okay, I need to trust my instinct. I know Williams have a good project, they have the backing, and they have good people. And in the end, this combination of two things made me really believe in Williams and come and join you guys.
That's an excellent answer. I'll send you some money later. Becky has requested that we ask you, what did you learn from watching your dad that has been helpful in your Formula One career? Just by the way on this, I was watching video of him the other day in the Corolla actually rallying around. Just really smooth, really, really impressive to watch him drive. But that's what I took away from it anyway. What did you take away from your dad?
Yeah, he's quite handy on a rally car, I'm not gonna lie. Even still at 62 now, he's challenging for Dakar wins every year, and also he's still in a very good form, and I still honestly keep learning a lot from him, even nowadays. I'm very lucky to have the dad I have. I've always said it, not so much because he's talented to be world champion, but I think the way he achieved his world championships and the way that he's respected among all the teams that he went is what serves me as a reference and as a benchmark for the future. I think if you talk to a lot of these World Rally Championship teams, which back in the 90s, 2000s, it was a bit the Formula One also of rallying, even still now, but even more so there, the competition and the amount of following they got was incredible. And they all agree to the same thing. He has an incredible work ethic. He pushes his team and everyone around them to the limit, but in a constructive and positive manner to get everyone together. And he's very technical, very hard worker. He doesn't let people rest that much, not even me. Sometimes he's too much on the phone asking, and you will remember well in negotiations. But I think this driven approach is what makes him special. And I think it's what made him being voted the best ever driver in history of the World Rally Championship, because all these team principals, all these big engineers that work with him realize how good he was able to push them. And I'm obviously trying to learn as much from him and trying to get that as an advantage also to myself. I'm still 30 and far from there, but I'm trying.
It's a perfect answer. One thing I should point out is when we were talking with Carlos, there are 3 Carlos Sainz'S. We have 2 here today. So we rebranded Carlos Sainz over there as Caco. Senior is Senior, and this is Carlos. But it's really important to mention that we don't have, and I mean this seriously now, not just one excellent addition to our team, we have 3. Because each of them, it is absolutely true to say, your dad actually called me 2 days ago as well, and I speak to him most weeks now. You have a world champion that knows how to win. A different sport, but he absolutely knows how to win. You have Caco over there who performs really at a very high level in terms of what he's achieving and how he goes about it. The interaction we've had since the very beginning has been spot on. And we have Carlos that's half decent in a car. So we have 3 for the price of 1.
I'll transfer you the money later.
Thank you. So I think you've pre-selected your song. You've been made aware that all new starters do karaoke. So let's go. No, don't worry. We're not going to do that.
If you join me, maybe.
Well, moving on. We're running out of time. How's it working with the team in Abu Dhabi? First impressions?
First impressions, honestly, very positive. I think we had a very productive 2 days of test. Also thanks to everyone that made that possible. Also the filming day on Monday helped a lot to make sure that on Tuesday we were straight into work. I think this was something that I really appreciated, because it meant I could use that full Abu Dhabi tire test to my advantage and to our advantage. And yeah, I think the thing that I was most impressed about, if I'm honest with you, is just how motivated everyone was, even at the end of the year, when we all know you went through a tough last few races, a lot of hard work here at the factory, a lot of hard work at the track to get the two cars keep going after such a bad run of crashes. And I found people that were really enthusiastic and very motivated to work those 2 days. And it's not easy, because in Abu Dhabi test, everyone is after a triple header, very low on energy. I've done that test with other teams, and I know how tired everyone gets to the end of the season at that stage. And I saw smile faces everywhere. I saw people wanting to participate, wanting to collaborate, wanting to make that test as positive as possible. And honestly, I was extremely impressed by that, and I really enjoyed the 2 days, and it was the perfect way to go into the winter knowing I have the full backing and I have everyone pushing flat out to the rest of the winter.
Perfect. Jenny, our clothing manager, has asked, what's the significance of the number 55?
Okay. So before joining Formula One, my favorite number was number 5. When I arrived to Formula One back in 2015, that's 10 years ago now, so it makes me feel a bit old. That number was got by Sebastian Vettel, so I had to choose another one. I just went for the 55, the 55. Then I ended up realizing that it goes really well with my name, Carlos Sainz. The double S there in the middle aligns really well with the 55, and we can make a good logos, good merch, good stuff around it, which is it's gonna work well, I think, also here. Agree?
Yeah. Perfect. Are you aware that there's a new nickname for you and Alex, which is Carbon?
I've been following in social media.
Okay, I saw something briefly. So you're widely regarded up and down the pit lane. First of all, there's very few drivers that have the experience across multiple World Championship teams. That includes you at McLaren, at Ferrari, at Toro for a period of time, here as well. One of the reputations you have is you're an individual that you're part of a team. You're part of a team that has grown to be stronger after you've been there. You've also been alongside Lando, McLaren, and Charles at Ferrari. So what qualities do you think you have that make you stand out, that give you this reputation of someone that is here to build a team, to grow, and that you're part of a team dynamic against drivers that are fierce?
I don't know. I normally don't like talking about myself or talking positively too much about myself, because I always find it a bit, you can come along a bit arrogant sometimes, no, and or let's say too much confidence. And I can just tell you that I always just give my maximum to every team. It doesn't matter if it's here at base or at the track. I always try and spend as much time as possible working together, trying to do it with a positive spirit, which in the end try and bring happiness to the team, not only performance, just trying to bring a good atmosphere and try to transmit to everyone the passion that I have for this sport, which is enormous. I love racing. I love traveling to these races. I love spending time with my engineers, spending time looking at setups, looking at onboards, looking at everything. I am a bit of a racing freak, if you want to call it like that, and I like transmitting that to the people around me. And I think in combination with Alex, I see him as a very easygoing person, similar to me. No politics, call it whatever, you know. And I think he's a really good human being that I think, in combination with the two of us, we can do a very strong partnership and help and push this team forward with the right spirit. So honestly, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I would agree. So into another question from Callan and Sam. What are your hopes and expectations for the team in 25 and 26?
To see the progress. I want people to notice the progress, to notice the tendency change, the trend that you've already started these last 2 years, and continue that, and let's say power that even more, so people keep trusting in this project and start joining us, and it creates that good momentum that brings teams forward.
Really well answered. This is probably the most important question on here. From Aaron W. How is your hair always so good after a race? And just, I have the same question, because when I've been racing or otherwise take a crash helmet off, you know when your parents used to have a bowl they put on your head and they cut around it? That's what my haircut looks like. Yours looks like this. So what am I doing wrong?
How many times you shampoo per day? Okay, not bad. No, honestly, I don't do anything. It's natural. It's, I guess, one of the genetical good things of Spanish people. We have good hair. And my girlfriend, that is Scottish, always says it to me and tells how jealous she is. I like, look, I don't do anything. She sees me in the shower every day, just doing once of shampoo per day, you know. But yeah, we can maybe work on that a bit. I'll give you a few tricks, a few things that maybe I don't say to everyone.
There you go. And the final question, here it says your most memorable podium, but for me, your most memorable win for me as well, whichever one of the two you prefer, but there's been some exceptional ones.
It's a difficult one. Again, I have very lucky to have 4 wins in Formula One, which all 4 are special a bit in their own ways, and I'm gonna try and summarize it why, which makes it a very difficult question to answer. Silverstone is the first one. Great track to have your first win, and a first win is always your most special one in a way. But then you have Singapore, that year that Red Bull dominated, and we managed in Ferrari to stop that domination for one weekend without making any mistakes, pole to win, having to handle all that DRS Mercedes situation with Lando behind. It was a special win. Australia, recovering from the appendicitis, not knowing if I was gonna race, using Alex help to have the seatbelts ready for that race, and winning straight after, let's say, Hamilton's announcement, appendicitis, you come back, you win. It's like a good push. And then obviously Mexico, because I knew Mexico, my family came to that race. My mom was there, and I had never won in front of my mom. My girlfriend, my best friends were there, and I said, it's like it's been built up for me to win this weekend. And I actually made the best qualifying lap of my life in Mexico, and a really good move on Max, and dominated the race. So it all came together. That's why Mexico, maybe I would keep Mexico.
And just finally, really, any more messages for the workforce? We're obviously at the point in the year where we're bringing together the FW47. The FW48's already in the wind tunnel. You're jumping on the simulator later, but just messages really for the workforce.
No, well, first of all, thanks for the really nice welcome. As I said, I cannot wait to start working. You were asking me before a bit what I feel, also positive things from Ferrari, maybe that I can bring here. I can tell you that a Formula One team nowadays, at the level that Ferrari is running, there's an obsession by every single individual right there, right now, going for the last 10th, last 100th of a second. And that's a team that is struggling to beat other teams like McLaren, Mercedes, or Red Bull. So the level at the front of the field right now is extremely high. That 1,200 people that work in Ferrari, I don't know exactly a number in Williams, you can tell they have the passion for winning, but they are obsessed with the 10th of a second, they're obsessed with the 100th of a second, obsessed with the minimal detail of every single piece of the car. So from here, I want to motivate you all, you know, every single individual here, that last 10th will make the difference. If you add up all these milliseconds, trust me, it will pay off on track. And I have no doubts at all that you guys are all as capable as anyone at the front of the field. So together, let's go be obsessed with that 100th, because I'm sure it's going to make the difference.
That's it. Thanks very much, everyone. Thank you.